Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Heart to Heart. I am popping here on my day off. It's the day after Christmas, and it is cold here in Florida. Can I tell you? I know that for most of us in the US right now, we're experiencing this chill across the country, and it's unusually chilly here in Florida. Like I'm wearing socks, which for most of you, you're thinking, really, Karen? You're wearing socks? But yes, I've got long sleeves. I'm wearing socks. Got my cup of tea, of course. And as I said, I'm popping in on my day off. It's the day after Christmas. But I know that it's a day that a lot of you might be chilling, just like I am today, right? So if you're on and you're home and you're watching this, pop in and say hi. Let me know who's on, who I'm chatting with today. I always love to see who's watching. So today I want you to talk about, right? It's the holidays. It's that week between Christmas and New Year's where for many of us, we start to think about, okay, what's next year going to hold? Or what did this year hold that I want to do differently? Where am I now? And where do I want to be a year from now? Well, one of the things that I always find really helpful at the end of every year is to do a little bit of reflection. Hey, Jean, good to see you. I'm so glad that you made it. I hope you had a good Christmas. Um, but I think that just looking back on the past year, reflecting a little bit, seeing if you're where you hoped you might be, or whether you are feeling like you're in the same spot as you were at this time last year. And that's especially difficult, I think, and a bit challenging after breast cancer, right? After treatment is over, after the dust is settled a little bit, after we've gone through what I call the cocoon stage, which is typically like 3 to 6 months after the end of active treatment, where we kind of go inwards, kind of like me today in my snuggly clothes, right? We go inwards, and it's really about healing and recovering from this journey. But after that point in time, we start to maybe look forward, right? We start to maybe plan a vacation. We start to maybe buy new clothes to fit our new body. We start to pull out a calendar and plan maybe dinners with friends and things like that. We're starting to look forward, okay? And if you're in that phase, let me know. Just drop a me below. But very often, what I've noticed, and this is something that we want to be just mindful of, not beat yourself up, just observing, right? Just being mindful. Because so often we can get stuck in that survival mode. And that might look like your mind is always looking to go back, right? Trying your hardest to go back to your pre-cancer life. You might be spending your energy and your focus on the things that you can't do right now, right? Maybe you can't exercise the way that you used to. Maybe you don't have the energy that you used to. Maybe your brain's not functioning the way that you used to. And you kind of get stuck focusing on those things that you're struggling with. Again, that's a survival mode like situation. You might be blaming breast cancer for stealing your life, the life that you knew, maybe the life that you loved. Again, it's that keeps you stuck in this survival mode. Maybe you're setting unrealistic expectations, right? Trying to go from A to Z in one big step and always feel like you're failing. So where we often do that is when we're looking to go back again, which is why it keeps us stuck, when we're looking to go back to exactly what we used to do, and we feel like we're failing because we don't have the energy, maybe we don't have the motivation or the inclination to get up and get going, right? Because we're in survival mode. And maybe you think that because you've read something on the internet that you know everything that you can do, but you're not putting it into action. These are all things that I see when we are stuck in survival mode. please don't judge yourself if you're there. I'm certainly not, right? I think we've all been there at one time or another, but especially after our active treatment ends. Now, I invite you to think about what you want next year to look like. How do you want 2023 to feel for you? Do you want to still be stuck in that survival mode at the end of the year? Or would you like to be thriving instead? I, by the way, choose to thrive, as can you. And I'm going to be telling you how, and the first step that you can take at the end of this video today. I'm going to be giving you an option to join the free class. So what's the difference between surviving, which I've just went through, and thriving? Now, a thriver understands that you can only go forward and embrace the change, because we can't go back. And the more that we focus, remember, where our mind goes, our energy flows. So if all we're thinking about is what happened in our pre-cancer life, we're stuck there. We're stuck there. And we're not looking at what's available to us going forward. So we get stuck in that survival mode place. Thrivers focus their energy on what they can do, which is so much more than you think. And when we can prioritize clearly how we want to use that energy, that's when we start to take those steps forward. That's what happens when we choose to thrive. So when we accept that breast cancer was the catalyst to start putting your needs first, the aha moment, the light bulb went off and you said, wow, what I've been doing has maybe not been working for me so well. That's when we start to thrive. Because that's what breast cancer has the capacity to be. In fact, any trauma, but especially breast cancer. It has the capacity to be that wake-up call. When you turn around and you say, do I really want to be putting myself at the bottom of the list all the time? Or would I like to be further up? And maybe you just don't know how to do it. Well, leave that to me, because I'm a pro at that. I definitely didn't used to do it, and I have learned how to do that. I'm going to be sharing that with you in my free class. Another way that thrivers live is by embracing the baby steps forward, knowing that they keep adding to them. So in survival mode, we're looking at A to Z. We're trying to go from A to Z in one big step. We can't get to Z. We feel like we're failing. We do nothing. Doesn't work. Did it again. Thrivers understand that, okay, well, if I take one step, one aligned action step towards my goal, whatever it might be, and I can help you get clarity on that, then I keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it. I can eventually get to anywhere I want to be. That's a thriving mindset. And the last thing I want to say about a thriving mindset today, and trust me, I can say a lot about a thriving mindset, is that when we're in this thriving mindset, we are continually investing our time, our energy, our focus into developing the skills that we need to help lower our risk of getting sick again. Finding the things that work for you, finding the support and the guide from the person that resonates with you. And that is where you invest your time and your energy and your focus, because that's where you're going to get the biggest outcome of all. Makes sense, right? And we think of it like that. So where our mind goes, our energy flows. And so if you are ready to embrace that thriving mindset, stop being stuck in survival mode. And you could be years out of treatment and still be stuck there. I speak to many women who are still stuck there after years because they don't know how to take the steps to get out of it. I do. I do know how to take those steps. And I'm here to take your hand to guide you every single step of the way. And it starts right now because we're thinking about next year already. So we're not going to put it off anymore. And I know it takes courage to sign up for a class. It takes courage to turn around and say, you know what? No, it's time for me. It's time for me to put myself first. These are not easy things. I don't minimize that in any way, shape, or form. But only you can decide where you want to be in 2023. What's it going to hold for you? Are you going to be stuck in that survival mode? Or are you going to choose and decide to thrive? It is a choice. It is a choice. And so often we feel like there is no choice. We're just stuck where we're stuck. But it's not true. We're never completely stuck. It's just finding the way out with the support. You know, there's times in my own life where I have felt so stuck, where everything has been turned upside down. One of those was a life-altering car accident over 10 years ago, where everything in my life changed, much like breast cancer at that point in time. I lost my job. I could no longer keep my home. Like, I had to figure everything out from scratch. Well, I reached out for support. I got help from a therapist, from a life coach. I was dealing with major PTSD. These are things that are so similar to going through breast cancer, but I knew that I couldn't figure it out on my own. I knew it was just too much for me. And so I'm going to ask you, as you're thinking about what you want for this following year, do you have all the tools? Do you have this toolbox? And not only do you have the tools, but do you know how to use them? Otherwise, that toolbox is weighing you down. How often have you said, I know I need to eat better, but you're not. I know I need to go for a walk, but you're not. I know I need to manage my stress better, but even that makes me feel stressed and anxious, but I'm not. The key is not just knowing what to do, but how to do it. That is my zone of genius. Helping you put those tools into action, helping you go towards your goals. So if this is resonating with you, if you're feeling like, okay, Karen, I'm looking at next year, don't know what I want, certainly don't know how to get there, and feel like you'd like a little bit of support, then start by signing up for my free class. The class is how to get your energy and life back in 2023. There's a couple of different choices of dates, so I'm not going to drop them here, but check it out. And there's a link wherever you're watching this video, either above or somewhere around this video, you'll find a link to this free class with your choice of dates and register. There will be a replay, but if you can make the class live, please do. So that's why you get to ask me questions live. That's where we get to problem solve, where you're getting stuck and how I can help support you get over those bumps in the road. And I'll tell you why, right? Why I might be the person to help you. My journey has not been smooth like yours, right? Very few of us have had a free pass to this easy road through life. But since that life-altering car accident a decade ago, I've lost my mom, my dad, and my younger brother. I've moved house 7 times in the past 8 years, including to and from the Caribbean. My husband almost lost his right arm in a motorcycle accident. I've had Zika virus, shingles, breast cancer, diagnosed with a BRCA2 genetic mutation. And through all of that and more, that's just the little snippet, I've managed to keep going, to keep bouncing back better than before. And that's what I want for you. I am truly an expert at doing it. I know how to do it, even when life is hard, even when the waves keep crashing, because we know that they do. But if you want to help lower your risk of getting sick again, knowing how to focus and get your energy back so that you can still take care of the people around you and you, because you can do both. It's not one or the other, without feeling like you're feeling selfish, without feeling guilty about taking time for you. I show you how to do that. So register for this class, How to Get Your Energy and Life Back in 2023. I promise it will be so valuable for you. It'll run 60 to 90 minutes, depending on the questions. And you're going to walk away knowing the exact steps to take. I'll be sharing with you the fastest way to get your energy back. And it's probably not what you're thinking, but you're going to have to register to show up to find out. We're going to be uncovering the 3 biggest mistakes that I see most breast cancer survivors making. I want to make sure that you are not making those mistakes that are going to keep you in that survival mode versus allowing you to choose to thrive. And I'm going to be sharing the fact and why this is so important, that you cannot keep doing what you've always been doing and expect a different outcome. So something has to change. If you don't want to get sick again, something has to change. I wish I had a magic wand and I could just wave it and that would be it. But the fact of the matter is, by simply shifting just a few things, you'll be amazed what you can do to get your energy back, how that's going to impact your risk of getting sick again, how it impacts every single relationship in your life, how you show up at your job, in your friendships, with your significant other. I don't know about you. Just making sure my hubby's not around. But when I'm exhausted and drained, I'm not the most pleasant person to be around, right? I kind of isolate myself. For me, it's like I go into bed, cover myself up, nice cup of tea, watching Friends reruns, right? That's not who I want to be and how I want to show up in my relationship. And I know that when I've got energy, we're spending time together, we're laughing, we're being silly and goofy. And that's how I choose and want to show up in my life and in my relationships. What about you? Because it's not just getting the energy to get through your day and load the dishwasher and do the laundry and clean the house. It's so much more than that. It's how are you showing up in every area of your life? And I'm offering you the answer to getting that energy back in the fastest way possible. I think that sounds pretty good, right? So, any questions on this before I close things up for today? We want to make sure, are you going to choose to survive or to thrive? Let me know in the comments. Are you in survival mode? Do you want to thrive? What do you want out of your life in 2023? Where do you want to be a year from now? My tea got cold so quick today. It's so well, let me know. It seems that there's some people that are thinking about what they want to be, surviving or thriving. I choose to thrive. I choose to thrive. And I hope you do too, because it is a choice. Just like you chose to fight this disease, just like you chose to be here for your loved ones. The next step is to choose to show up as the best you in those relationships. And I can help you do that. Okay? So don't forget, register for the class. You got to sign up for the class to get even the replay. So if you can't make either of the dates, just sign up and you'll get the replay sent right to your inbox. You'll find that registration form right around this video, wherever you're watching. And I hope that you all had a happy holiday season. Let's hope that 2023 is a good year for you, a healthy year for you. But no matter what, let's make it the most energetic and best year that we can possibly do, no matter the circumstances, right? That's the opportunity that we have. So register for the class. And I'm your host. Thank you so much for joining me here today, Karen Del Maestro. I'm your health and transformation coach, breast cancer BRCA2 thriver, and host of the Healthy Living After Breast Cancer Facebook community, where I'm hanging out all the time. And I will see you next week for our weekly Heart to Heart at noon Eastern Time. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your holiday. And don't forget, register for this class. Let's start next year off with clear intentions of what you want out of 2023. Okay? Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you soon. Bye for now.